Howdy and welcome back. Sorry for the abrupt ending in the last video, but guess what? I'm not gonna not air it. Of course I'm airing it. This is the continuation of the prior video. What happened was I set an alarm on my phone so that I would be reminded not to be late to my go-see, so I'd actually be on time. So now I'm gonna bend the rules and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna pick up where I left off. I'm gonna stay with you for just a little bit longer. And so this is the amber pendant that I was talking about in the last video. So if you don't get a real intro here, you'll understand why. First of all, I don't have the time and I don't want to repeat myself. But this is the amber pendant that I started showing in the last video. And look at the way that is constructed. Cut with, like I said, like tin snips and sterling silver. And then they bent these tendrils around that amazing egg yolk amber pendant. If you would have seen how frustrated I was when that video cut off, I said some words I wasn't happy about saying. So, full transparency, boy, I can cuss like a sailor. So, on the same note of that pendant being kind of technically, arts and crafts, not an era but style, handmade. Look at this arts and crafts original one that's been sitting in the box ever since I started these videos, and I can already feel how tense that cutoff on the last video made me. So I am human and I do have emotions. And so I thank you all for joining back in, and I will air that first part and I'll air this right after. So I hope you watch the two of them in chronological order. So if this video isn't making sense, go to the previous one of this quote episode. Okay. So like I said, when the alarm went off on my phone, it cut off the live feed and I thought, I'm 34 minutes into this. I don't have the time to re-record. So I know you all stick with me. I know you do. So I've got to realize in life, a lot of times things aren't perfect, and I've got to remind myself, knock it off, be real and knock it off, and stay real is what I should say. This is all hand-done arts and crafts with these beautiful natural blister pearls. I could attribute this, is it Gaskin? I'm not sure. Is it Josephine Hartwell Shaw? I'm not sure. Is it Dory? And I think it's Nossiter. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correct, but I'm not sure on the maker of this because it's not signed at all. But this is a genuine arts and crafts double pendant lavalier, and it's completely hand fabricated and it is genuine arts and crafts. So when you ask me, what is arts and crafts? I show you this and I say, this is genuine arts and crafts jewelry. Circa 1910, maybe into 1920, but you can circa date these 1900 to 1920. Is it after 1920? No, not on this one. Is it before? Just slightly. So that's the era in which they made these. And look at that early barbell toggle. That's just so well crafted. And that's all original. They did toggles like that at the turn of the century. Then there's the basic paperclip chain. So you've got the long paperclip link and then a small circle. So that is what I consider a paperclip link chain. I've discussed the 3+1s before, so I'm not going to repeat myself there, but that's genuinely what I would consider a paperclip. Or, you could say a 1+1 if you wanted to technically. Normally paperclips are just these ovals, one right after another. That's basically, the correct definition, according to jewelry historians, anyway. And I believe that. So this is just great. Fantastic design, fantastic craft, and that it's on its original chain. Look how elegant and timeless arts and crafts jewelry is. So thank you all so much for joining back in. And again, the blunder was not planned. So I appreciate you just picking up this video right where we left off. A few more important pieces. We'll get to these diamond pendants here in just a second. I keep ignoring them for some reason. This one came from eBay, and I believe that this one was like back in the day. I don't think the photos were even on eBay at the time, like the gallery image. So I think this was like late 90s when I bought this one, maybe like 1998 or so. This one, just exceptional. I think the title just said Silver Moon and Star Pin. and there was no gallery image back in the day. And then you have to open up the listing, and then I saw the picture of this, and I said, wow. And I think I got it for $4.99. Yeah, $4.99 with like $5 shipping or $4 shipping. Look at that for a kind of a chatelaine style with the festoon chains that drop down off of the star and the moon face. Turquoise, very old. Has a lot of age to it. And again, did we need to worry about the designer? No, we didn't, because the craft and the design, magnificent. And I did wear this just a few times. Look at that blue turquoise, how it stands out amongst the green. And then, that kind of bothers some people and say, is that replaced? Nope. Is that replaced? Nope. That's the way turquoise oxidizes over time. Very strong design sense. Love the oxidation. Love that. If that was polished, that would not look nearly as beautiful. So that's why I don't polish my silver. And let's see. Oh, this one, I never figured out the origin on this one. So you'll have to forgive me. And I'm sure a lot of people will weigh in the comment section, and that's fine. I'm not sure. I'll cover in another video this pin and what I feel about it. Origin and craft and design. Look at that. Isn't that just exceptional with these touches of glass enamel, all faux gemstones. None of those are real. The pearls are even faux. And look at the craft and the design on this. Closed back set, very cast very well. I loved this pin, and just the design alone is what made me buy it. And I'm so glad that I did. I just love that. I love the double animal head finial at the top. I don't know. The movement of that brooch, absolutely think that's exceptional and exquisite. We'll bring that back when I have a little bit more time to clarify origin and date. I don't ever want to. I don't know if these would make sense to show, but I stashed these. Look how old the bag is. When people say, have you been doing this as long as you said? Probably even longer. So maybe another lifetime. Look at these for single earrings. Now, I wish I had the one to this one. I could make a comment on time period on this, and I know that there would be a jewelry historian out there that would totally back me up because we've talked about it before. I'm just going to say pre-1830 on this one. Pre-1830. Solid gold, tons of hallmarks, and exceptional for seed pearls. And just the whole thing is great. I wish I had the other one. Look at the construction and how that's wired together. And then that top kind of harp-shaped clasp that kind of just goes right back into that top part. This was exceptional. And I do keep single earrings. This one, hair work under glass or glazed compartment. Victorian, 1860. 1860, 1865 on that one. Gold filled on that, but look at that one. So yeah, single earrings sometimes. I like to show the history of jewelry by stashing certain pieces. What else are you going to do with it? Are you going to melt it down? This one I always thought was interesting, and I'll do some further research on this. When I first bought this, I knew the chain wasn't original, but I've always loved these lorgnette chains. I've always loved them. So sterling silver, look at the craft of these. And then it comes down to that kind of Y style. Comes down to that very sexy, sensual, medallion, and then has that long drop. So that was for lorgnette or opera glasses. It was never on this. Someone added this to it. I always thought that coin was silver plated. I always thought it was silver with a gold wash. Now I'm not so sure, because that is glass enamel fired onto the coin, and look, it didn't burn off the quote gold finish. So that's glass enamel on that commemorative coin. I think that is a gold coin set in sterling silver with the double thistle border. Very unusual marriage of designs. And I think that coin might be solid gold. I will do some more research, but this was only $20. And I think this was a flea market way down past New Philadelphia, Ohio. And this has been with me. I don't remember the last time I've seen this. So sterling silver chain, and then that is, I don't know. So further research on that one, but I loved that. See, I stashed unusual as well, and full transparency, I don't know everything. I tell everybody, stop saying, oh, you know everything. No, I don't know everything, I just knew what I loved and what I wanted to keep, and this is a prime example, sterling silver hair comb. That is Victorian. Is it before Victorian? Some people might say that engraved surface, that bright cut surface is slightly before Victorian, not with the sterling mark and not with that mark. But this is exceptional for a sterling silver hair comb. And all the tines are there, hand fabricated, and look at that. I marveled at the work. I marveled at the handwork of this artist that so carefully rocker engraved and bright cut that surface. Imagine that by candlelight back in the day when it was new. It would sparkle and shimmer. She would have been a stunner. She would have been an absolutely gorgeous woman who would have commanded attention. And to have a sterling silver hair comb at that time, that's money. That was wealth. That was high style. And not very many women had sterling silver hair combs that large. So that was a stash, that was that this didn't, think about this, and this is something to think about. Think about this, that this didn't get melted down in the 1920s, 1930s, 1940s, 1950s, 1960s. Think about the person that had this, that knew the value and the weight of this in sterling and kept it through all the kind of gold rushes and silver rushes, the Hunt brothers, when silver went up so high, and claimed a lot of our historically important pieces. To me, it boggles my mind how this one survived. Now, Lady Sylvia, if you don't know her, Lady Sylvia has an amazing channel, and Lady Sylvia featured one of these bracelets on her channel, and I was very surprised by what she felt for origin and how she talked about hers. What I'll do here is say this much. Because of the finish on the metal, this was sold to me as costume, and it's not. It's solid gold. The bracelet's solid gold. The charm is solid gold. The whole thing, is solid gold. Where you're seeing some color difference here, that's where the gold was heated up, and it looks like wear, plating wear. It's not. It's not on that. These are all soldered shut. That's all solid gold. All of that is solid gold all the way through. This is also solid gold. I believe this is 18 karat. Let me see here with my loop. And go over to Lady Sylvia's video, because she covers this style of portrait miniature. And I think this one, let me make sure. I think this one is in the ebony wood family. I don't think that this is Whitby Jet. I think this is in a wood family, because I think back in the day when I looked at this, I saw some graining in the stone. You'll have to forgive me a little bit. Haven't seen this one for 25 years or so. Let me make sure I go in on this and see what happened. Oh, now I see what they did. Okay. They used lesser, now I see what they did. They used lesser than 14 karat solder on those rings, hence changing it a slightly different color. Let me make sure here. Yeah, there we go. All right, so yes. So that's gold. And then look at that for a gold portrait brooch. Sorry, I had to look really close. But that's all soldered shut, and they use slightly lesser gold solder on that. Not sure why. Look how massive that chain is. And look at that link. Are you kidding me? For gold, I said yes, and that's signed up here just with the maker's mark. I think this one's 18 karat. Look at how large that is. This was $5. That was $5 back in the day. Now probably, I would say 2,000-ish. Maybe I could weigh it. That would probably be 2,000 or so. 1,800, 2,200. Who's counting, right? It just was a store of wealth, but I loved that. And that was a big surprise. I'm going to have to show you some more of these. Well, let's do this one, and then we'll get into the gold necklaces. Let's do that one because I want to. That is fun. That I stashed for a reason. That I've always loved. And I'll show you some of the pieces that were like, oops, that I've always loved. Ooh, look at this one. Oh, wait, look at this one. You should see this box. Okay, I'm going to stop there, and we'll do, well, there's other ones I want to show. Oh, I want to show this one. Look at that one for a scent bottle, That one for Oh boy, for a scent bottle, old. Let's see what's inside. Yeah. Oh, and a little tiny silver topped. I don't want to break it off. It doesn't want to come out. Hold on. Sometimes the corks swell. Little silver topped cork on the inside. Look at that for chased sterling silver. Let's make sure I don't break this. Oh, haste makes waste, right? Oh, and now I look at my time and I go, oh, I was probably supposed to leave right about now. So I don't want to be late. It's rude to be late to someone, who is waiting for me to come look at jewelry stuff. So I'll text them and let them know that I'm going to be a little bit late. But they expect it, I think, because I'm an artist and I'm always late. Arts and crafts, carnelian. Sterling silver. This is just going to be a quick flip through. Watch. In the next 15 minutes, watch what I do. So that's sterling and carnelian. It has a big greasy fingerprint on it. Love that for arts and crafts. That was $15. I remember I bought that from Christine. I think it was Christine Savoy was her name. And I bought that from her. Look at the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And this is 800 silver. Let's see, where's this one marked? Sometimes you've got to really slow down and look for some of these marks. As I say, I'm going to panic and hurry up. Where was this one marked? Now I'm having a heck of a time. It's 800 silver, I can tell you that. It was always marked in a really inconspicuous area. And so hidden this time that I struggle to find it. Maybe I shouldn't have re-recorded today. Maybe I should have just called it when the camera cut off and you'd all be like, what happened? This is the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I almost said Leaning Tower of Pizza. By the way, I am hungry. Yeah, Leaning Tower of Pizza. Well, I'm going to say that from now on. Isn't that what we used to say in school? I don't know. You're all laughing. You're all like, wow, he's really off today. Well, it's because I'm tired. It's because I'm worn out. And I so appreciate your prayers the other day. A few of you know, my dad, he's, there's just some stuff going on at home and, he's just fragile. And, yeah, we had a rough day. That's all I'll say. I'm not going to focus on it right now. I'm going to focus on beautiful things. I think this could be Theodore Farner. I'm not exactly sure. I looked this up years ago, but it's a single cup tea infuser with the sterling silver and enamel. And when people say, do you buy anything but jewelry? Yeah, all the time, every day. And a lot of decorative arts down in there. It's signed. And sterling and then gold wash. But isn't that exceptional? Very much so a Theodore Farner style enamel, in that Art Deco. But look how beautiful that is for a single cup tea infuser. Can you imagine how much money you'd have to buy that back in the day? That's just, I loved it. Very whimsical, but still useful and very elegant, to say the least. These are all Jensen, and I don't know why I had to buy 3 of them. I don't know. A lot of times what I do, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but these are Jensen, sterling, Denmark. I think why I bought the 3 is because my intention was to wear all 3 together. But as you can see, that one was $80 back in the day, and I think back when I was getting when I was selling styles like this in Jensen, I was getting $275 a brooch, so I would make $200 ish profit on that one, and then I kept all 3 of them. I loved the oxidation and the surfaces on these. Look at that elegant, timeless elegance of Jensen. Always says to me quality, and when you feel a Jensen piece, it feels like something. It has substance, it has craft aesthetic that is unsurpassable. Kept this one because I love oranges and I love the color orange, and it's sterling, and that was like $3. And I just absolutely loved this brooch. That's a never for sale. What would I get for this now? $50, right? Would I be happy with $50 or this brooch? Well, this brooch, because I still have it. So money does sometimes really matter in my collection. It kind of dictates, again, what would I sell this for? An amazing sterling silver turn of the century ear of corn container. What would I get for this? $225. I don't want $225. I want this. Ear of corn, whimsical, fantastic. Sterling silver, 19 1910, 1915. Is it new? No. Now with all those touch marks here, just exceptional craft, and that an artist chased and reposéd this and made a container. And look, there's like little missing kernels of corn here and there, and like how corn has, you know, one little kernel out of place. Are you kidding me? That sensitivity to, you know, having part of the husk on and then having the part of the husk off, and the size of this, you know, that's dramatic. It's an investment. It will always go up. And I say on artistic pieces like this, I have courage to say the price will always go up. Why? Because it already always has, you know, and I say with fair certainty, you know, me as a collector, all collectors that watch me say the same thing. Your collections are outstanding, and they're always going to keep going up. And I said, well, thank you for the reassurance. You know, why I loved this crayfish was two reasons: the enameling and the articulation. Look at those little legs. Look at that. You know, some of these that you see are not as well crafted, and they're like turned out very dramatically. It does have a secret I never knew. Look at the sterling chain it's on too. So that is an older style sterling chain. Look at this. Watch. I think this is the one that does it. Yeah, look. It's got a little secret compartment as I struggled to get it open. And look, it's got a secret compartment done in there. Like, what are you going to put in there? That is so amazing that it has that. And sterling. And look at the eyes. You know, Chinese, absolutely. And look at that full articulation. Some of them aren't made like this. You know, they're made in such a hurry and a panic. And then you find it and one of these sets of legs is missing, or the enamel's just completely shot and chipped off. But not on this one, you know. So, I do have another call coming in. You know what I am going to do? I am going to kind of break the rule, and I'm going to kind of call this, just because I don't want to be rude to these people. Sterling silverfish, I'll bring this back. This will bring you back. This is a belt buckle. What on God's green earth? Coral and turquoise. I'll bring that back. I want to show you these really quick. This one, I'll bring these back too. You know, I never redo things in videos, but look at this for a knife edge lavalier, platinum and diamond. Look at that. We'll talk about this one eventually. Just absolutely the most elegant and gorgeous lavalier. We'll bring that back, so don't worry. Don't freak out on me. I know you won't. And I guess this was supposed to be an hour-long video, so I guess it is 30 minutes and 22 minutes. So we're almost at an hour. And I thank you so much. I'll show you this one really quick. And I am going to struggle to look at that. That's platinum topped gold. And it is a beautiful pendant for a necklace. There is a long story behind this, and I'll bring this back, but look at those diamonds, and that's gold on the back and platinum on the top. So I'll bring that back. So thank you for bearing with me and understanding that I just don't have the time right now. And then we'll leave you with this one that's been in here forever. I appreciate your patience today with me. I appreciate your patience with me always. And I do appreciate you subscribing and liking my videos, because that's the only way I'm going to continue kind of that race to 10,000. And then I did tell everyone I'm not going to take my foot off the gas, but I am going to start focusing more on time periods, materials, and where I started my channel. You know, I wanted to show some variation with some of my videos, like the visit to the antique malls and antique stores, and then also like going to the Raptor Center and showing some of the charity things that I do here as well. And I just gave quite a large donation to another organization here that I'll talk about eventually. And I'll introduce you to that charity as well. So that's a diamond lavalier, 1910, I believe, gold. I think I may have shown that maybe one other time. But I'll leave you there for the end of the video. I'm going to take that call here in a second. I'll keep you posted on the items that I find today at that go-see. I'm super excited. So I'm going to jet now. Thank you so much for joining in. You know how I end this? I love you because I absolutely do.